New Google Stitch update is insane. You're spending hours designing apps. You're paying designers thousands of dollars. You're watching competitors ship faster than you, and you don't even know this tool exists. Google quietly dropped something that changes everything. And I'm about to show you exactly what it does. Hey, I'm Ava. I'm an AI educator, and I help people learn and actually use AI tools in their work. Today, we are breaking down the brand new Google Stitch update with Gemini 3.1 Pro and why this is one of the most useful things Google has released this year. But before we get into the new update, I need to explain what Stitch even is, because most people have no idea. What is Google Stitch? Google Stitch is a free AI-powered design tool from Google Labs. It was launched at Google I/O in May 2025. At its core, it does one thing really well. You describe an app you want to build, and it generates a complete user interface for you. We are talking full layouts, buttons, colors, navigation, everything, from a single text prompt. You do not need to know design. You do not need Figma experience. You do not need to hire anyone. You just type what you want, and Stitch builds it. And it does not stop at static screens. Stitch exports your design to Figma with editable layers and auto layout preserved, and it generates clean HTML and CSS code you can actually use. Think of it as the gap between idea and working prototype collapsed into minutes. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because the latest update just made Stitch a lot more powerful. Gemini 3.1 Pro is now in Stitch. On March 5th, 2026, the official Stitch by Google account announced that Gemini 3.1 Pro has come to Stitch. Now, if you are not familiar with Gemini 3.1 Pro, here is what you need to know. Google released it on February 19th, 2026. It is Google's most advanced model for complex tasks as of that date. And what makes it special is reasoning. Gemini 3.1 Pro scored 77.1% on the ARC-AGI-2 benchmark, which according to Google is more than double the reasoning performance of Gemini 3 Pro. So what does that actually mean inside Stitch? Three things. The three upgrades you need to know. Number 1, deep context. Gemini 3.1 Pro can handle massive design systems without losing the details. If you have strict brand rules, complex component libraries, or a detailed spec, this model keeps all of it in mind while it builds. No more losing your design requirements halfway through. Number 2, complex architecture. This is the one I find most useful. Gemini 3.1 Pro is described by Google as perfect for generating intricate dashboards, dense data tables, and multi-step forms. These are the kinds of layouts that used to be painful to build. Things like admin panels, SaaS dashboards, analytics interfaces. Before, generating something like that from a prompt would give you something basic. Now you are getting layouts that handle real complexity. Number 3, pixel precision. Superior spatial reasoning means cleaner CSS and tighter adherence to your brand guidelines. In plain terms, the spacing is better. The alignment is better. The visual output looks more like something a real designer built. These three upgrades are available right now in the model drop-down inside Stitch. You just select 3.1 Pro and it kicks in. But I want to show you the full picture of what Stitch can actually do, not just the new model, because there are features here that a lot of people are still sleeping on. Let me walk you through what Stitch actually does. When you open Stitch, you have two ways to start a project. The first is a text prompt. You literally type something like, create a dark mode SaaS dashboard with a sidebar, user analytics, and a billing section. And Stitch generates a full interface, multiple screens, real components, proper navigation. The second is image input. You can upload a hand-drawn sketch, a rough wireframe, or even a screenshot of a design you like. Stitch reads the image and generates a matching digital interface. This is available in experimental mode, which uses the more powerful models. Once Stitch generates your design, here is what you can do with it. You can export it directly to Figma with one click. The layers come through as editable and auto layout is preserved. You can download clean HTML and CSS code. And now with the prototypes feature, which came out in December 2025, you can connect multiple screens together to build an interactive user flow, not just static screens. Actual click-through prototypes. So the full loop looks like this. You describe your app, Stitch builds the screens, you refine them with more prompts, you connect the screens into a prototype, you export to Figma or grab the code, Done. And right now, it is completely free. You just need a Google account to get started. Speaking of learning how to use tools like this effectively, I want to pause here for a second. When I first started working with tools like Stitch, I had no idea how to prompt them properly or how to plug them into a real workflow. That is when I found this community called AI Profit Boardroom. It has over 2,000 members, all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works. People in there share real use cases, actual workflows, and practical ways to implement these tools. It taught me which workflows save time versus which ones just create more work. If you are serious about using AI to improve your skills and your output, check it out. Link in the description. Now let me give you a practical example of how you would actually use this. Building a SaaS dashboard with Stitch in Gemini 3.1 Pro. Let's say you want to build a dashboard for a project management app. Here is how you would approach it. You open Stitch, select Gemini 3.1 Pro from the Agent dropdown, and type something like, create a project management dashboard with a left sidebar for navigation, a main area showing active projects with progress bars, a team member panel on the right, and a dark color scheme with blue accents. Stitch generates the layout. You get a full screen with the sidebar, the main area with project cards and progress indicators, the team panel. Real structure, real components. If something is off, you keep prompting. You say, make the sidebar narrower, or add a notifications icon to the top navigation, and it adjusts. Then you connect that screen to a project detail view using the prototypes feature. Click the project card, and it flows to the next screen. Now you have an interactive prototype. Export to Figma, hand it to a developer, or grab the code directly. That entire process, from blank canvas to clickable prototype with multiple screens, can happen in a fraction of the time it would take doing it manually. The honest limitations. Now, I want to be straight with you about where Stitch has limitations, because I am not here to oversell anything. Stitch is still labeled as experimental by Google Labs. Google themselves say it has a lot of improvements coming. That matters. A few things to keep in mind. First, complex flows still need human refinement. For early concepts and prototypes, it is excellent. For production-ready, pixel-perfect brand work, a designer will still need to go in and clean things up. Second, there is a real question about longevity. Google has a history of shutting down experimental products. If you build workflows around Stitch, export your work to Figma or code repositories. Do not leave everything locked inside the tool. Third, on competition, tools like Figma have prototyping features that have been around for years with much more mature ecosystems, and more specialized tools like Framer and Webflow offer deeper functionality in specific areas. Stitch is not trying to replace all of those right now. It is best understood as a fast ideation and prototyping tool, especially useful for people who are not professional designers. How to get started right now. Here is exactly what to do. Go to stitch.withgoogle.com. Sign in with your Google account. When you create a new project, look for the Agent dropdown and select Gemini 3.1 Pro. Then type your prompt. Be specific. Include layout details, color preferences, the type of app, and what the main screens should show. If you want to try the Sketch to Design feature, upload a rough wireframe or hand-drawn sketch in experimental mode and see what it generates. Play with the prototypes feature. Connect 2 or 3 screens and see how the flow feels. Then export to Figma or grab the code and take it further from there. The best way to understand a tool like this is to actually use it, so go try it. And if you want to go deeper on AI tools and how to actually implement them in your work, 2 things. First, AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. The community shares what is working, what is not, which tools are worth your time, and which ones to skip. No hype. Just solid, practical information from people doing the work. It has helped me stay on top of updates like this one and figure out how to actually apply them. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. Second, if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You will get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are using AI in their work every day. That is everything on the Google Stitch Gemini 3.1 Pro update. Go to stitch.withgoogle.com, try it, and let me know what you build. See you in the next one.